Hi, I'm James Kahn, and these are my stories. I've got a lot of ER stories and told one before, and as I've said, they're all pretty much pointless and don't have any moral or ending. But this was a pretty unusual one that was kind of entertaining, and it turned out well. A woman comes in one day to the ER and says, I got a rat in my pajamas. And the resident says, what do you mean there's a rat in your pajamas? She says, in my pajamas. He says, you mean in your vagina? She says, yeah. He says, well, how do you know there's, have you seen it? No, I haven't seen it. Well, how do you know? Well, every time me and my old man do it, it bites him. The resident says, really? And she says, yeah, he bleeds and everything, and he doesn't do it with me anymore, so I got to get the rat out of there. So a resident says, okay, well, I'll do an exam with a nurse in the room. He puts the patient in the stirrups, puts his fingers into her vagina to feel around. He says, I don't feel anything. And she says, oh, he's there. You'll see. He says, well, okay, I don't feel anything, but okay. And he pulls his fingers out, and as he pulls his fingers out, something bites him. And he looks at his finger's bleeding. He freaks out. He says, excuse me a minute, and he goes out and soaks his finger and pulls his gloves off, soaks his finger in some betadine, and has the nurse give him a tetanus shot, calls a collective of other residents and wants to know what to do, asks one of the other residents to examine her. And the other residents say, forget that, I'm not going to examine her. How are we going to find out there's a rat there or get it? And someone says, all right, well, let's get an x-ray. We'll be able to see a rat skeleton in there if that's what it is. So they x-ray her and they don't see a rat. But what they do see is a curved surgical needle that had been left in during a surgery she'd had years ago and had slowly migrated its way through the top muscle wall of the vagina until the needle part was poking away from the opening of the vagina. So when someone put something in, it just slid across the curved, rounded part. But when something pulled out, it caught on the needle. The resident did a speculum exam and just got a forceps and grabbed the tip of the needle and pulled it out. And the woman was cured, and she went away happy. We all went away with a story.